Hello, this is Jer. Welcome back to another episode. Putting the final touch on this system here that is doing some cooling of the base, cooling for a deep freezer, and maintaining temperature of metal refinery. The goal right now is just to fill this area here with water. Of course, I don't want to do that until I seal it off. So starting with pumping this air, because I want to be have a vacuum all around here. This is going to be a really hot area, really cold area, and we don't want the two to touch. So hence why I want to put a vacuum in between the two. In this world, I've got a lot of polluted water. So in order to get some water in there, I will need... Actually, hold on. Do I have the research for that? I've only been researching things as I need them rather than kind of preemptively going ahead with everything. Yeah, no. All right, I'll do that research and I'll put that in here. I've already specified where I want the pump to be built. So put that in and then we'll filter this to regular water and start loading this spot. Because this is where the these aquatuners and the heat from this is going to heat up that water, turn it into steam, and that's essentially what's going to maintain the temperature. Let's see if we can get 2 of these in, just to double the speed of conversion of polluted water to water. So input is there. Let's move that. So essentially, polluted water is going to go in one of the 2. Regular water will go out here. And this is going to go into this system here. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, I want these pipes to be insulated because they're going to carry 90-degree temperature water. The other bit is I want to have a line that does cooling, maintains temperature at a particular a reasonable level, let's say 20 degrees. And the first thing we want to keep cool is the actual top of the steam turbines themselves. Eventually, this will move towards actually doing cooling of the base itself. Alright, now let's put this back in here. Now the moment I start to drop some water in here, I can, in theory, start to run this thing here, which if I was in a hurry of freezing food, I might do that. In this particular playthrough, I have food sitting at minus 38 in sterile environment. I'm not going to be in a rush. I'll just wait till this fully fills up and then turn on that system. Things to note right now, I have a vacuum area surrounding here thanks to all these pumps. Water is starting to be filled in here thanks to the filtration. And now I'm starting to work on a filtration system that's going to not only turn polluted water back to regular water, but remove the food poisoning. So this is going to be the stuff that comes out of the lavatories to exist. So I've pumped it out, so I've got a vacuum in there. I already have chlorine from the past in here, so I'm going to filter it at this point. Let's see, past it, filter for chlorine. That thing is going to need some power. And then I'll start to get some chlorine on this line here. And I'll feed this into the spot where I already have a vent. So that'll put some chlorine in over there. And what I'm going to do before the polluted water goes into this system, it's going to be filtered, turning it into regular water. That regular water will have some polluted water, or some food poisoning. So that's the whole idea of this. I've got timer-based system so that it sits in these tanks, which is exposed to chlorine, and out of this system is going to be clean water. So what I'm going to do here is put a liquid reservoir, a pump. Now that pump's going to need power, so let's find, I'll have to travel a ways for that, but that's all right. So the idea is this is going to be the backup source for water, or for the toilets and eventually showers. And that's going to go in at priority over this. No, actually, sorry. I meant the other way around. So the water that is filtered, the reused water, that will have the priority of going back into the system, and only if there's none available in here will I get it, will let you be used in here. So clean water is going to go into this point. And it'll go in here. If it can't go in there, it'll go to this spot down here, which is more or less just an overflow. So this is how the whole system is going to work. So clean water is going to be used. Polluted water is going to go in here and find its way to be filtered. So no longer will I be storing it down in here. Now temporarily, I'm going to put this over here, so that the water I've been storing, so this is water that has been gone, this is pretty much the dupe's poo from the time starting the game is sitting in here. So let's, oh, I don't know if they'll be able to reach that. So just put a ladder there. But yeah, that will ultimately go in here and be cleaned. Oh, I need some power for this. How about we do this? And I might even give them some light. Oh, I can see some chlorine in here now. Yes, start of the next cycle. We know. And also looking over here. Yeah, that's right. I probably pause the pump there because I want to dig out. I want to use this to dig out some of this slime before that fully takes that away. But that's not going to be enough water anyway. So I'll have to find another second cache. Oh, some lime. Take that. I'll have to find a second cache of polluted water. It looks like this area here will do. So I'll put a pump. This will need some power. How to best do this? It'll only exist here temporarily, so I'll just put a transformer without a smart battery. And this is going to power the pump. Whoops. Whoa. Alright, so that'll go into the pump. And this is going to head towards the system that does cooling. Deep freeze and that. So that's going to be the water underneath the steam turbines. Let's see. That's this line here. So I can see the system now being used. I have water in here that does not have food poisoning. Water here that does have food poisoning, and it's slowly being killed off. But the idea is the water here will not be released into this until it's enough time has gone by where I know food poisoning definitely won't exist. We can get rid of this. I don't need that anymore. That's enough chlorine. I only need the smallest bit, so I've got almost 2 kilograms, or 7. Sorry, yes, 2 kilograms, which is more than enough. I just need the tiniest amount. No point in having that there. I did relocate that over here. Make sure I replace the tiles. And I might make a change to the washrooms such that they're individual. Plus, I don't have any showers. I've neglected showers. I also think I've been just leaving these shirts here. Some of the dupes have them, but not all of them. So I'll get caught up on that. This is the moment I was waiting for the system. It's just getting rid of the last bit of gas, pushing it to the side. It will eventually get rid of that as well. And when it does, that will be enough water. I want to make sure, though, that this doesn't fill the water to the complete top, because that would overpressure it, so I can't get more water back into it from these guys when they're running. I've looked at the construction for the washrooms. They are looking good. So, apart from the mess on the floor, and I want to add some decorations later, this is pretty much exactly how I want it. Now I've got showers. Didn't have showers for my dupes before. I kind of neglected that fact, but they're there now. And 3 washrooms. Again, I'll only ever have 3 dupes on break at the same time for this playthrough. So that's going to suffice. And all that water is cleaned out in this system here and reused. Any excess will gather down here. I'm going to want to watch this carefully. As I mentioned, I don't want this to overpressure. Come on. If I could get my dupes in there, that could get them to create tiles. Not impossible. They could stand there. Wouldn't have to actually go in. What point does the game decide that this is pressure enough to actually remove the existence of oxygen, which is pretty much what's happening? It's taking that oxygen out of the game. If it were to flip over there, I am starting to wonder and worry, to be honest. I might even go as far to create these tiles. Alright. So I removed it from this side. I think we can disable these. Come on now. Alright, looks like it took me convincing that to go. Usually I don't have to do that. Oh. I know what. Normally, I leave a hole here while I'm doing that, and air is going up that way. That's what happened. I forgot to do that. Whoops. All right, not a problem. So I think this system is ready to be turned on. Let's do a save. Close one deep. Freezer. Saving, going in here. So this is the ethanol. Enable this one. And I'll enable this one as well. The temperature for this will be 20 degrees. So if it's 20 degrees or higher, and the water that's in there right now is 13, so that's not going to be the case. Oh yeah, and I don't actually have a loop for that at the moment. And this isn't looping either. We have some issues. So water goes in here. Oh, yes. Okay. I see. One thing that is... Oh, well, let's enable this building from this point on. Because if the dupes go in here, they can't breathe in anything, but they can breathe out carbon dioxide, removing that vacuum. So let's maintain that with ammo suits. But there is the ethanol, currently 11 degrees. So if it's above minus, let's say we can make this really, really cold. And it's already starting the freezing process. If it is above that, and so what we should start to see here over time, of the 6.5 degrees going down slowly and slowly. 6.4, and looking at this now, there's really no need of me putting a full thing. This should have been a smaller amount of ethanol, but whatever. On the other hand, this is full of brine. I do want a lot of brine because this is going to have to maintain the temperature in the entire base, or a large part of the base. Just the moment, it's just going to, well, it's not doing anything right now. Let's change that. Alright, so what is the direction? The top one is going to be like this. And that's just going to keep... Well, and the other thing is I want a little bit of liquid sitting on top of this. That's easy enough to do. Just put a switch to control when it goes on and off. And I'll take the water that is being provided from previous systems. That's the filtration system. And I'll dump that on top of the steam turbines, aiming for about 75 kilograms. So I'm going to want to stay around and watch this. Otherwise, if I get involved in something else, I could find it's overflooding, which would be very annoying. Where's the... Oh, yeah, that's right. Enable these. Another cycle complete. Cycle 159. Turn them on, that's right. And now that I've got the ability to... Okay, I'm just gonna pause it. Destroy this so I don't accidentally use that. And go here until I have about 75 kilograms. 50, 60, 70, and 75. That's enough. And just check that water is, or the brine is running, going around. 15 degrees, that is perfect. And how is the ethanol? 0.5 degrees, 0.4 degrees. It's making its way down. So that this block here will eventually be an ice block. That's a good thing. One thing we don't have now is any automation that's going to pick it up and send it into here. So where these guys are, that's going to be the kitchen. So just let them get caught up on my tasks and we'll have a look. I'm going to finish this episode with moving the cooking equipment over here and adding in the automation. I'm not going to bother storing the ingredients down here. I'll do that at a later stage with a higher quality of food. All I want to do right now is just move this here. We'll even put in some lights. Automation so lights don't have to be on all the time. But the other bit is we want automation on auto sweeper. Can exist there, a conveyor loader. This is going to load it into this line. Just ignoring the ingredient line for now. This will have the same settings as this one. Copy settings. In fact, we can get rid of this one. Nope, not you, dupe. Let's destroy that one. So the idea... Oh, this is... Let's get some power to the lights. So whenever, if as long as I in here put an edible, anything that's made there, such as barbecue, fried mushroom, which is the main thing I get right now. Omelet, I'm not really doing that, but main thing is a fried mushroom. The only thing that's a little bit annoying, or a little bit of an issue, is I technically didn't wait until it's frozen. So that's cool, and all that is going to go through that ice block. I say ice block. Well, technically -3 would be ice, but anyway. That is... Let's see. It's refrigerated, but not frozen. But it is on a block that's on its way down in temperature. So, what could happen here? Could be bit by this. Well, it's already been consumed, so whatever. Actually, yeah, it kind of makes sense that this would be consumed first, because dupes prefer to grab that than have to go way up there to get their food source. But, yeah, when that does get frozen, it's going to be much more convenient for them to be able to grab it. And it'll, unlike this, which will warm up over time, I can, with the machinery here, maintain the frozen block here, as well as any new food will be frozen on entry. So that is that. I've built, or I've turned this system on. That's the deep freeze. Why don't we actually just try, before we completely leave this episode, creating a piece of gold. Oh. Okay. And just oh yeah. Actually, let's make sure we create a vacuum here and here for the corners. A lot of carbon dioxide in this spot. Not loving that. Not the best solution, but like just for now, let's do that, and we'll come back to that one later. All right, what else? Oh yeah, in this episode, I've also put in this system. So we're finally, instead of allowing all the dupe poo to accumulate and just hope that we remember to build more liquid reservoirs, we no longer have to do that. In fact, I can start to remove the ones that have already been processed. And let me just double check that water from here does not contain any polluted water. Water inside this does not contain any food poisoning. And this thing's already been full, so you can see what's happening here. It's starting to throw the excess water down here with the fishies. Idle. And you, I guess you don't have much to do. I think maybe in the next episode, let's put a cooling system on this asteroid. And then the other thing is, let's upgrade the food source to something better than fried mushrooms, because I'm pretty sure my dupes are tired of that. All right, that is enough for now. See you in the next episode. Till then.